Oh, yes. It's so important that that we make sure. Yes. Now, here's the Wharton's rule. Oh, the doctrine that agreement of two or more persons to commit a particular crime cannot be prosecuted as a conspiracy. Oh, if the crime could not be committed except by the actual number of participants involved. Classic example includes dueling, yes, and prostitution, crimes that cannot be committed alone. But if additional people participate as a duelist second, or a prostitute's pimp, for example, all the actors might be charged with conspiracy. Ooh, the doctrine takes its name from the influential criminal law author Francis Wharton, 1820 to 1889. Oh, Wharton's rule, concert of action rule. Oh, look at another rule. Wharton's rule applies only to offenses that require concerted criminal activity, a plurality of criminal agents. In such case, a closer relationship exists between the conspiracy and the substantive offense because both require collective criminal activity. Ooh, the substantive offense, therefore presents some of the same threats that the law of conspiracy normally is thought to guard against. The law of conspiracy. Now, let's say that you could change the address of my address, but it took the come to find out I will pay you to do this. That is two or more individuals. Now, you would say that you wouldn't do it unless you got paid, because in the family they'd never do anything. I think we have a Wharton's rule of criminal law. Pow, pow, pow. Now, you got paid to issue the protection order when you know the petitioner wasn't there, but the law says that the case has to be dismissed and you will not have the protections of a court order when you do not appear in court. But you continue to enforce it. You continue to make me go to court. Ouch. You continue to say that I need restoration treatment when more than one individual has to pay for you to do what you do because the family always involves two or more. Now, thus, discrete crimes upon consumption of the latter. Thus, absent legislative intent to the contrary, the rule supports a presumption that the two merge when the substantive offense is more important, as the rule is essentially an aid to the determination of legislative intent. It must defer to a discernible legislative judgment, Janelli versus U.S. 420 U.S. 7775 695 44. Now, let's look at the what might happen test. The contemplation of all conceivable circumstances and possibilities, however remote, to determine whether whether any could invalidate a contingent interest. Now, using the Wharton's rule of every police officer in every police department, you only do an arrest if you get paid. Isn't that Officer Swift? Or maybe there's Mr. Johnson talking about black and big. You, of course, wouldn't speak to me unless my uncle paid you, because he sent me an email that said, say hello to Mr. Johnson. I thought a lot of black men consider their penis named Mr. Johnson, and for a large white man, I might find that offensive.